Okay, 26. All right, so approximately what mass of copper sulfate, what do you call it? Oh shoot, how do you pronounce this one? Pentahydrate? I think it's copper sulfate pentahydrate is required to prepare 250 milliliters of 0.10 molar copper to sulfate solution. All right, so essentially what this these five waters of hydration are is whenever you have the solid form of this thing, it's going to have like these water molecules that are still attached to it. So it makes the whole thing a little bit heavier. Anyway, it's not that important, but just kind of something to keep in mind. Okay, so we want to figure out how much is required to prepare 250 milliliters of 0.10 molar copper 2 sulfate solution. So let's go on ahead and figure this one out. So basically, the 250 milliliters is not too relevant for us, right? Well, actually, yes, it is. Yes, it is. I want to figure out how many moles of copper sulfate are required. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 0.10 moles of copper sulfate. Now remember, whenever I put this thing in solution, I'm going to lose these waters, right? These waters are going to just be water molecules, so I'm going to lose those. So 0.10 moles copper sulfate per 1 liter, right? That's what the molarity stands for. Now I want my total moles, so I want to figure out what is 250 milliliters in terms of liters. So I know that 1 liter has 1,000 milliliters, and then I know that I'm dealing with 250 milliliters. All right, so whenever I multiply all this through, I'm going to have basically 200, well, let's see here. Yeah, it's going to be 0.10 moles multiplied by 0.250. And this is another way of saying, let's see here, 10, well, actually, let me rewrite it. This is a fancy way of saying 1 over 10 moles multiplied by 250 over 1,000. Or better yet, I'll just do 25 over 100. So 25 over 100. So whenever I run all this through, I'm going to get, let's see here, 25 divided by 1,000 moles. And this is just going to simplify down to 0.0, let's see here. Yeah, 0.025 moles of what I'm interested in. Okay, so hopefully that part makes sense. So now I have my total moles, right? All right, but now, and let me go ahead and erase all this. So hopefully that makes sense. So I'm just going to erase it real quick. All right, and let me go ahead and write that up here. So I need 0.025 moles of this guy. Okay. All right, so here's the thing. Notice how they're asking approximately what mass of this guy is required. So I know that I need 0.025 moles of only the first part. Now, the problem is that the first part is connected to the second part. So what I can do is get an exact answer by saying, all right, I need 0.025 moles of this, right? And I know that, how do I write this? I know that for 1 mole of this guy, so copper sulfate hydrated with 5 water molecules, I know that there are 1 mole of copper sulfate in it, right? Because it's still in it. Now all I need is just the molar mass. So I'm going to write that here. So I know that 1 mole of this guy is going to be equal to, they tell me right here, 250 grams per mole. So it'll be 250 grams of copper sulfate. All right, so whenever I run everything through, look at how everything cancels, right? My moles are going to cancel, and I'm going to be left with the units that I want, right? Which is mass of the hydrated ion. So now I'm just gonna multiply everything through here. It's going to be 0.025 moles. Well, not even moles, right? It's actually lost its unit, so now it's just a unitless multiplicative factor. So it'll be, and you can rewrite, so 0.025 is equal to 25 divided by 1,000. So what I can do is I'll just come over here, and I'll say 25 divided by 1,000, and I'm going to multiply it by 250. And here's the fun part. I know that 1,000 is 10 times 100, so I can rewrite this as 25 times 25 times 10 divided by 10 times 100. My 10s are going to cancel. I will have 25 squared divided by 100. Let's see if I can simplify it using any other tricks here. Sorry, I'm going to erase what I just did. All right. Now, what is 25 squared? Well, I know that 25 is just 5 times 5. Actually, no, you know what? I'm not going to go there. Well, yeah, actually, no. I do want to go down that route. So 25 squared is just 25, or how do I say this? It's really just going to be 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. All of this divided by 100. And again, I know that 100 is just 5 times 20. So it's 5 times 20. But then I know that 20 is just going to be 5 times 4. So it'll be 5 times 5 times 4. So now look, I get 2 5s that cancel out. And I am finally left with 20. Wait a second. I'm sorry. I was like, wait, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, that should have been a 4. This is a 4 right here. So this is a 4. So now I'm left with 25 divided by 4, which should be, let's see, that's going to be the closest to 6.2 grams. All right, so if I look over here at my answer choices, 6.2 grams is the closest to 25 divided by 4 and is therefore the correct answer. Hopefully that made sense. I know it seemed like a lot of work. I just went through all the little steps. Most people would just kind of use some mental math and get through it, but that's just kind of an easy way to show that. All right, so if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.